At least 6. That's no percentage. It's a tragedy.
I'm sorry, sir.
Sorry.
Major?
No, let me be sorry, Major. I'm only acting commander. I leave this afternoon. You live here. It could have gone wrong. This was supposed to be a milk run.
I recommended the wrong assignments.
Oh, come on, Major. I'm not blaming you.
You've only been here a week. You don't know our pilots. I know them. Or I thought I did.
Most often, it's the leader going wrong. Losing control of formations or fouling up a heading.
I thought that Captain Henderson was the right man for this job.
Well, if he wasn't, remember this. You only recommended him. I put him up there.
I'm sorry, sir.
I didn't even know he'd been shipped over. I didn't even know.
Anything I can do? Major?
Didn't know who was shipped out, Sergeant.
His son. His only son missing in action.
Brother.
And the end to the perfect day.
12 o'clock high. A QM production. Starring Paul Burt. Also starring Frank Overton and Chris Robinson. With guest star Andrew Duggan. Tonight's episode, Storm at Twilight.
Forget it, it happens. Look, nobody's blaming you. If anybody messed things up today, it was Henderson. He lost his head.
He lost his life, the lives of 35 others. Average age 22. My son was 22 just last week. You know that, Phil?
I'll tell you the truth, Harv, I didn't even know you had a son.
Had. Dave.
Hey, look, Harv, if you got a drink, why don't you do it with friends? How's about coming over and joining us, huh?
The trouble is, Phil, the average age in this room is 22. It's a very select club. 22 is the age just about separates the men from the... Phil, do you think I'm too old for combat? I'll drink with you on the day that I earn the right.
Combat, you want to fly? What the devil do you think you're doing, Major? Breaking in here at this time of night with this foolishness.
I consider myself an old friend of yours, Ed.
Over age, overweight. Oh, yes, Major, you are a very old friend. I'll do you the favor of considering this intrusion an act of a man who has temporarily lost his reason. Sleep it off, Harvey. Been a bad day. We lost some good men. Nobody feels very hot about it.
Tomorrow's another day. Gallagher's coming back.
Might be worse tomorrow than it is today. That's the name of the game. Just get it through your skull. You are not personally responsible for today's losses.
I'm only a ground exec, a desk jockey, a rear echelon brainwave whose lousy advice
Whose command decision?
put a 23-year-old boy, 4 days a captain, in charge of...
All right. I know that you had words with the acting commander. I know because he told me he was sorry about some of the things he said to you. Now, what do you want? His apologies? I pass on his regrets and good wishes.
You know better than that, Ed.
What then, glory? Do you want glory? No. And it's not that you're just plain bored. And if you're seeking absolution, Harv, that's just plain arrogance. Coming in here and claiming sole responsibility because a mission went sour, that's arrogance of the first water.
All right, Ed. I went over Gallagher's head. I'll go over yours if I have to.
Ah, just a minute.
You of all people, I thought you'd understand.
Well, I don't. It's not just one day, one mission, one guilt. I've known you too long to swallow that. What is it? To an old friend at 3 o'clock in the morning, Harv. What is it?
Ed, you sit behind the desk because that leg won't let you fly. If it weren't for that, you'd still be flying. There wouldn't be any question of overage or overweight. You asked me for my reasons. I quit flying because I had a sense of responsibility to my wife and to my boy. That responsibility doesn't exist anymore. I lost my boy today.
Mike? Mike's dead.
Well, he's missing in action, but you know the percentages.
Harv,
Well, don't feel sorry for Mike. Feel sorry for the world I helped make.
You want to wear that sackcloth too? Harvey Stovall, destroyer of the peace.
No, just a man who failed his own son. Ed, I was good. I was as good as you were. And I could be good again. You've got to do this for me, Ed. I need it. You've got to do it.
Do you have any idea how high up I'd have to go?
Go.
How many speeches I'd have to make? This is not just a lousy phone call, you know. All right, I'll do it. I'll swing as hard as I can. I'll give it everything I have. But, Major, even if I get beyond Pritchett and all the rest of them upstairs, you're still going to have to pass a physical. You're still going to have to qualify again as a pilot under Gallagher. Do you think you can handle that?
I'll make it. I'll make it.
Welcome back, sir.
I was told I could find Major Stovall out here.
Yes, sir. I think there's something you ought to know about the Major first, though, sir.
I already know. He's down for combat indoctrination.
I was thinking of something else, sir.
Where is he, do you know?
Yes, sir, he's out to Piccadilly Lily.
Yo! Colonel, welcome back.
All right, Harvey, what's the gag?
There is no gag, sir.
Posting you for combat indoctrination. It better be a gag.
If you want to land on someone, Colonel, I suggest General Britt. I have his okay, and he has all the details.
Harvey, what the heck is going on? I go away from here for 10 days on a sick leave. I
Oh,
come
the
back...
whole world can turn upside down in 10 minutes. All right, I went over your head. I had to.
You bet your life you had to. You know, I wouldn't approve of this.
You need pilots. I was a good one. I'll be a good one again.
At your age?
It's asking for a waiver on my age.
A waiver? Harvey, what good is a waiver? How many years do you think a waiver's going to subtract?
Joe, just have a little faith in me. That's all I need.
Now, Harvey, what's going on? Kamansky started to tell me something, but I stopped him. What is it?
I'd only give you more ammunition, Joe. But I will say this. I was an Army pilot when you were still playing in your sandbox. I flew an airplane when all the pilot had was 3 instruments, a parachute, faith in God. You ever hear of the ANT-5? I flew one of the first. Then I backed out. But I'm coming back, Joe. It's gonna take a mighty good man to stop me.
Come in. Why didn't you tell me about your son?
I didn't feel it was appropriate at the time.
Appropriate? What did you think I'd do? Sneer? You can't believe that, Harvey.
All right, you're sorry about Mike, and I was unfair. If that's all, Colonel.
No, as a matter of fact, that isn't all. I have some bad news for you. At least I consider it bad news. That waiver on your age just came through. Happy birthday. Harvey, your son is officially missing in action. Now, I assume that you believe he's alive and a prisoner of war.
I hope he was captured.
Bomber Command is planning a mission, or a series of missions, however many it'll take, for the 918th to bomb and destroy the refineries and oil storage tanks at Geysen. Now, Harvey, if you pass this indoctrination, you're going to be on it.
Yes.
Well, to protect those oil storage tanks, the Germans have built one of their largest prisoner of war camps right next door. Oh, and if just one pilot louses up, we're going to spill some bombs and possibly some burning oil into that camp. Kill a lot of Allied soldiers. Each one of them, somebody's son. Maybe even your own. Good night. Morning, Doc. How about some coffee?
Major Kaiser reporting as ordered, sir.
Well, aren't we being just a little formal this morning?
It's not often I'm sent for summarily. I think maybe we better keep it formal this time. I know why you sent for me.
You do, huh?
And I can't help you, sir.
Help me with what?
Major Stovall.
Now, listen, Doc. I don't know whether or not you think I want him to pass or flunk out, but either way, you're wrong. And incidentally, I think you're being just a little presumptuous.
Well, I'm sorry, Joe.
Sorry? Well, what the heck is going on around here? What is this, something new? Contagious paranoia?
Oh, you're really down on him. You make it pretty obvious.
I'm not down on anybody. But I am beginning to resent the implication that I called you in here to con you and ask you to do something phony.
Well, sir, I apologize.
Look, Doc, do you have it in your mind that I intend to persecute you?
Oh, come on, lay off, Jim.
No, let's get this whole thing straight. Now, I am in desperate need of qualified pilots, but don't do me any favors. Harvey wants to desperately fly, but don't do him any favors. And you can forget your friendship with him. He's obviously General Britt's little protege now, right? And don't do General Britt any favors. Look, Jock, it's not just Harvey Stovall's neck. Don't you understand? There'll be 9 other men with him when he flies, if he flies. Now, do them a favor. Don't let him pass his physical. Make him pass it. By the book, for their sake.
How'd you get Doc Kaiser to pass your physical?
What'd he say?
Set him up, doubles around.
Okay, gang! Gang, 2 down and 1 to go for the major. Here's to tomorrow. I'm laying a bet he qualifies first time up in the air. What do you say?
Now, you gentlemen will find that you will be meeting here quite often for briefings. But for today, this is just a kind of welcoming speech. It isn't pretty, but it's honest. You men undoubtedly think of yourselves as pilots and co-pilots, bombardiers and navigators. But in the future, I will get to know you individually. I'll try. But to me, all you represent now are 3 badly needed replacement aircraft. Bombing platforms. Nothing more, nothing less. I want to give you some good advice. As of today, as of this hour, if you are wise, will consider yourselves dead men. Now, if you can accept that and believe it, you'll find that you can fly better, bomb better, sleep better, and live longer.
You just lost your number 4, Major. What do you want to do, spin out? Steep turn or a power on dive? All right, Major, we're still flying. Now give me a power on stall, straight ahead. Send you a message. Major, you just lost all your power. May I suggest an emergency landing? Stick one of those old ANT-5s in on a belly, Major? Landing gear. You want to throw in your hand, Harvey? I'm going into that pasture. Give me the gear. Back upstairs.
Major, what if this were a bomb run and those were Germans shooting at you? Remember, this aircraft is a bombing platform. Fly it straight and level.
If this were a bomb run, and those weren't Jerry's and they were shooting at us, and this weren't straight enough or level enough, I'd turn the airplane over to the co-pilot and quit trying.
Okay, Harvey. See if you can get us home.
Come on in.
That it, Doc?
That's it.
I suppose it would be useless to ask how I made out today.
Harvey, I'm going to level with you. You must have been just great in that old ANT-5.
What does that mean?
It means whatever you proved today is just the beginning. Before I let you jeopardize a crew and an airplane...
Or possibly my own son.
Or possibly your own son. I'm going to have you thinking today's little joyride was nothing but child's play. Incidentally, Doc, how is he?
Fine. All the boys came through fine.
I did very well up there. You won't admit it, but I did.
Let me level with you, too, Harv. You're tired. You've been studying day and night for a week, and I can just about guess what he put you through today. Now, you're going to find that your energy is going to quit on you cold before much longer.
I'll eat candy bars.
We're not kids anymore, Harv, you and I. You're knocking years off your life.
Gallagher been bending your ear?
No. And you must have done pretty well in the air today, too, or else he'd have grounded you. No, what I'm telling you, Harv, is that I don't need symptoms. I know from personal experience you're tired.
You're not going to ground me because I'm tired.
Do I have to produce evidence? Look, if I let you go on and anything happens to you, it's going to be my responsibility, not Gallagher's, but mine.
I'm not fighting with you or Gallagher.
No, you're fighting Stovall. Are you tired tonight? But the world doesn't end tonight. What about tomorrow and the next day and the day after that? That's what these kids can do, Harv. They can snap back and back again.
I have come through my first and my worst test without jeopardizing anyone. I'm not as vain about this as you and the Colonel seem to think. But I want you to know just how much this means to me, and you hear this. If you pull the rug out from under me before I've had my full chance, I'll curse you till the day I die, Doc. Have you got any spare candy bars?
Okay, Harvey, on your feet. Let's go.
What time is it?
It's 0400. We're taking off in 20 minutes, just you and me. Instrument takeoff, instrument landing. Come on.
Doubtless this is one of those little things that the other new pilots experienced in cadet training.
That's right.
Joe, I've been trying to make myself believe that what you're putting me through is for my own good. A hard-boiled commander trying to save the washed-up old man from himself. Somehow, now, maybe as they say, 4 a.m. is the hour of clairvoyance. Somehow I see the truth is far, far simpler than that.
What is the truth, Harvey?
The young devouring the old. That's your war, Colonel. Incurable cannibalism. It's the history of mankind.
You've gone too far, Colonel. You've reached a point where I can can no longer sit back and watch you tear another human being apart. Just what in heaven's name did you think you were doing last night?
My job, sir.
Your job. A hangman's mask is the only uniform that fits what you conveniently call your job.
Sir, may I take off my gloves and make this an even fight?
Oh, Joe, if only I understood.
Trouble is, you do understand, but you're trying to hide from it. Now, this problem started when you gave Stovall permission to fly. But he's going to prove you wrong. 48 hours of combat indoctrination, and he's going to throw in the towel.
That only proves you know how to break a man. It doesn't prove him unfit. Look at the amount of hours he's logged in the air. Why, they total more than the average bomber pilot flies in 6 months.
But the average bomber pilot is not 44 years of age. The average bomber pilot is not trying to erase a guilt that doesn't exist.
Don't you have to ask yourself flat out, somewhere down the line, whether or not the man is good? Is he good, Joe?
Oh, he has all the mechanical skills, sir, if that's what you
The
mean.
feel for it, Joe. It was in him once. The feel for it outlives everything else. You know that. You have it.
Yes, of course I have it, and I still have good reactions. But I'll tell you this, sir, I'm not as quick as a 20-year-old kid's, and neither is he. Nor will he ever be.
Well, knowing how badly this wing needs pilots, I can't take that as final. I'm going to have to ask you to go along with me.
How far, sir?
Tomorrow you hit the marshalling yards at Antwerp. Post him for it. If he fouls up, ground him. If he makes it, get yourself another exec and let him fly.
Wait a minute. You mean let him fly the mission to Guyson?
The Guyson mission, all missions, whatever the other pilots do. I want it this way, Joe.
No disrespect, sir, but I think there's something you should face.
And that is?
Tomorrow's mission to Antwerp. Harvey Stovall won't be flying that, sir. You will. And I hope for your sake he makes it back in one piece.
The order stands, Colonel.
Black up ahead, sir. A lot worse than that looks, Major. Can't fly through it, you can always try walking.
When we get back, remind me to thank the Colonel for sending you along. Get your hand on that toggle, Charlie. We're dropping on the leader.
Blue leader to blue 5. Come on, Harv. That's not a typewriter you're flying. Close it up.
Want me to take the bomb run, sir?
Negative.
Seconds to bombs away. Squeeze it in there, will you, Harv? Let's keep all the bombs in the same country, huh?
I think he wants you to hurry it, Major.
Will you get up in that turret where you belong?
Yes, sir.
Bombs away.
Sir, but here come the fighters.
Left waist to pilot. 109's at 9 o'clock high.
Doesn't look too bad, sir. But we're losing oil pressure. Keep an eye on that. I'll do that, sir.
Rebel Fortress, dead ahead, sir.
Trade me in on a newer model?
Anything I can help you with, Major?
No, thank you, Lieutenant. Sandy, can I see you for a minute? Come on, I'll buy you a cup of coffee.
How would you like it, son, Black?
No, skip the coffee.
Just take a second, son.
No, I'm not skipping. You're a tough boy, Sandy. You have the reputation for laying it on the line. Well, I want you to.
Is this going to be one of those, forget I'm an officer and you're an enlisted man, sir?
Why, Sandy? I thought we were old,
buddies? Major, I've known you a long time and you want some answers, but the ones I have you don't want to hear. So why don't we both just forget it and stop while we're ahead, okay?
I was that bad up there? Sandy, I have to know. It's important for me to know, for me and for the group. Just how bad was I?
I think you already know, sir.
I don't. If I did, I wouldn't be here asking you. Sandy, for the last time, level with me. If you don't, someone else will. We weren't up there alone.
All right, Major, your way. You were lousy up there today, sir. You stunk up the air. If it hadn't been for your co-pilot, we might never have gotten back. And in my opinion, sir, the only reason you haven't been slammed down and grounded is because Gallagher doesn't know how bad you were. Because your co-pilot doesn't want to be the guy to cut your throat. So next time you go up, maybe nobody comes back.
I see.
Oh, you don't, sir. You say you want the truth. All you want is a pat on the back. All right, it lets you in nature, but it lets me out, sir. I would prefer not to fly with you again, sir. Major. No, we all feel sorry about what happened to your son. But I don't think that he'd want you to get yourself killed in a good crew. Just because it's a young man's war. Every war is, sir. Sir, why don't you go back to doing what you know best?
Thank you, Sandy.
Get me Colonel Gallagher at the 918th and scramble.
That'll be well.
Is Colonel Gallagher there? Joe, start the Geisen raid tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's it. Any questions? Then let's get with it. Oh, Lou, you're briefing for flak this morning, right?
Yes, sir.
Major, you're supposed to be in your flight gear. Why aren't you?
Joe, I'm turning in my gear. I want to stand down permanently. You didn't hear me. I've got to pass on the Geisen run today.
I heard you, Harvey, but you're a little late. The word is maximum effort, and it's going to be a maximum effort. Now, I need every pilot. That includes you.
You don't understand.
I understand this. You're one of the men who wrote the book, and the book says you're a combat pilot. So I can't let you cop out now. I need you.
You need me like a fifth column.
Oh, boy. A week ago, I couldn't convince you of that.
Joe. This isn't a cop-out. It's common sense. Look, my eyes are shot. My nerves won't last. I'm tired. I've been cheating both of us. I found that out over Antwerp. I am a good pilot, Joe. I'm only 44.
Okay, Harvey, we'll make a switch. My co-pilot will take your aircraft and you fly right seat with me. Joe, what do you want? Do you want to argue, Harvey? Do you want to fight? Save it for up there. Save it for where it'll count. And get on your gear. Move.
Pilot to crew. Curtain's going up, boys. Flak point dead ahead.
Flak's right on course.
Usually is.
Navigator to pilot. Are you all right up there, sir? Sir? Sir! Major! Major! Get back in the turret! Yes, sir.
Co-pilot to crew. Everything's under control. The skipper said we were still in business.
We should be turning on the bomb run now, sir.
Roger. Coming right to 90 degrees.
Bombardier to pilot. We're not lined up, sir. I can't get on it.
Pilot to Bombardier, how long the bomb's away?
10 seconds, but
We've got to be right on the money.
I need too many corrections, sir.
Pilot to Bombardier, hold the drop. Hold the drop. Red Dog lead it with formation. We are not dropping. I say again, hold the drop. Starting at 360 to the left.
This is Red Dog 3. Are you kidding? 360?
I said at 360. We're making another bomb run. We're going to do it again. If we're still flying all over the sky, we'll do it a third time.
What's he doing?
Red Dog lead it in formation. Here we are, top of the stretch again, turning into the bomb run. Tighten it up and keep it tight. Pilot the Bombardier. I'm not good enough to fly this, Eddie. You're going to have to try it on autopilot.
Bomb's away.
Pilot the Bombardier. Keep your eyes on where those bombs hit.
Bombardier to pilot. Bullseye, skipper. Smack on!
Pilot the Bombardier. We may make a bombardier out of you yet.
Harvey, I've got to admit it, you were great. Just great. When this is all over, you can fly me home.
Have you been hit, Joe?
Just a scratch.
Come on, I want to look at you. Come on, out this way.
Well, Harvey, the reports on the bomb run have been...
Ed, you owe me $5.
I what?
You came to me on the bomb run. 1928, San Francisco, Officers Club, Army Notre Dame.
November 28, San Francisco, Army and Notre Dame.
Don't you remember?
No, I can't say that I... Well, look, I'll glad to pay you.
I'm tired.
Yeah, let me give you a hand. $5.
1928, San Francisco.
Officers Club.